and I will start when you say go. Oh, we could be live. I'm going to let people log on here. And we are live. We are good. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Facebook world. I would say nation, but we are broadcasting throughout the United States and Canada, North America. And I know for a fact we have friends on watching from Australia and the UK and other parts of the world. So welcome. Today's a very exciting day for us here at eXp Realty. I have Jeff Willems, a major leader for eXp out of Tucson, Arizona, sold his RE/MAX franchise to be with eXp. We're thrilled to have Jeff, and we have Jason Gessing, the CEO of eXp, whose mic is muted right now. You can unmute your mic, Jason. And the three of us are here. My name is Brent Gove, and we are here to welcome Courtney and Melanie Atkinson to eXp Realty. They are big stars. Yeah, let's give them a hand. Come on, Jeff.
Good. Pumped up, baby.
They are big stars from Alberta, Canada. I got that right, Alberta, right?
Yes, sir.
And they sell hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes every year. They are like not rock stars. They're beyond rock stars. They're a big deal in Canada. We are thrilled to have you guys. We are excited about coming to work for you. You are not coming to work for us. Jason, Jeff, myself, this is how eXp works. We're coming to work for you. We could not be more excited to have your back to do this. But before we go down this too far, maybe we'll start with, and then I'll have Jeff and Jason chime in. Well, first of all, let them say hello and welcome. Let's go there. Go ahead, Jason, say hello.
Hey, Brent, thanks for having me. Jeff, it's great to see you again. If I ever needed to pick me up in the middle of a crisis, it's been a while since we've talked. Courtney, great to see you again. And Mel, it's a great day. And I'm actually, if it's okay, Brent, I'll share a little bit of news that you may not know. You may.
Sure.
Just yesterday, actually, we hit the 1,000 agent mark in Canada. So, which is just incredible. I think about how long it took us to get to 1,000 agents in the U.S., which people described as in record time. And I think maybe just 2 short years, if not less, we've been able to do that in Canada. And it's a real testament to the model, but also a testament to the culture of the company. And I think also the opportunity for brokerage owners. So thrilled to have you here.
Wonderful. Jeffrey, you want to say something before I interrogate him a little bit?
Yeah, no. I am so stoked that Mel and Courtney are here, and couldn't be more proud to be business partners with you two. And I know we've known each other for quite a while, and this has been a couple of year journey for you, but so stoked. And Jason, this news of 1,000 agents in Canada, and these guys their team is what kind of like got over, their total helped us get to the 1,000 agent mark. Now watch how fast we get to 10,000 agents. It's going to be crazy what's going to go on up north, and couldn't be more happy. So yeah, Brent, I'm going to turn it over to you, buddy. I appreciate
awesome.
you, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You bet. Great to be appreciated. So we got Courtney and Melanie Atkinson. They are from Alberta, Canada. I can't even remember the last time Jason jumped. He goes, I want to be on that Zoom. I want to welcome him to our company. It's a huge honor to have Jason here, the CEO of eXp Realty. But so Courtney and Melanie, brag a little bit about yourselves. Tell us your history, how long you've been in real estate, and tell us your journey in just like a minute or two. Kind of give us a summary, about 2 or 3 minutes. But I'm asking you to brag a little. Tell us your story and brag a little. People need to know who you are, who don't know you down maybe stateside. Everybody knows you in Canada. This is a mic drop moment. But tell everyone a little bit about yourselves.
Can you do 2 or 3 minutes?
I'll do my best. We're not great at bragging, as you know. We're Canadian, so we're trained out of that at a young age. But I'll do my best. Well, I've been in real estate for about 12 years, and Mel and I have been in the business together almost that long. Like most people, I started out working for a team, and at some point realized that I had a business of my own and started bringing people in. Grew that team for a long time, up until really about 2015 or 16, it started looking and feeling like a business. And then by 17, Mel and I, after the birth of I guess it was our second child, decided to open an independent brokerage. This was January of 2017. And then it really got serious for us. We started to see that we were creating a business, we were creating something special, and we were attracting lots of awesome people. But over time, we began to feel the limitations of an independent brokerage. You know, there's so much liability, there's so much stress, so much reporting, so much accounting, so much expense. And frankly, as an independent brokerage, one of the things that we were struggling with was agent retention, because we weren't giving people equity in the company. We didn't have access to massive training protocols like EXP has. We didn't have the network of people like a large multinational organization like EXP does. And there were just a number of other things that I'm sure we'll talk about in our call today that were limiting factors that we continually ran up against. And we were asking ourselves, like, how can we reinvent this model? What can we do in our independent brokerage that will help us overcome some of these issues? And inevitably, you know, I don't know if it was a time that Wilms came to me or we were kind of thinking about it in the background, but it just seemed like, hey, listen, like there's a better way. And EXP was it. So here we are talking to you today. We've already done it.
You guys didn't rush into this. I mean, you came to our annual convention. You did your due diligence. You asked me 100 questions. I know you asked Willem.
1,000, man.
You did your homework. So in the last year or two, how many homes have you guys been selling roughly a year, roughly in the last year or two?
Sure. Yeah. So we did 350 last, like 2019, about 100 million in volume. So that's pretty good for our market. I mean, we serve a population of about 200,000 in Southern Alberta. So we're certainly a dominant player here. But I have to tell you, man, one of the other cool things that we've been working towards is scaling. You know, we've been looking at dropping teams in different parts of Canada that are underserved or that would benefit from a model like we offer. And as you can imagine, being an independent broker, trying to open up trust accounts and get licensed and, you know, go through all the liability and stress of opening up, you know, new independent teams in these places is just prohibitive. And so once again, you know, we're looking at this model saying, my gosh, like it's right in front of us. It's black and white. Now it's just a matter of like getting over our stress and making sure that we do our due diligence and getting to the point of actually committing.
Yeah, it's a big pivot with that many people and with regulatory reactions and, you know, the environment that we're in for selling houses. And so I have to say the onboarding that EXP has done has been amazing. Yeah. I've gone through, not in real estate, but with private colleges, a few different changeovers. And the pivot to take a big organization from that and just change lanes a little bit is hard and it's difficult. Our team has been amazing about it. EXP has been outstanding. The communication, the help, the support, it just ran so well. And it's just a testament. Yeah, it's just a testament to EXP as a company and you as people and how everybody wants to succeed and help each other out. It wasn't just like a come on over and then just like walk away. It's just a continuous support system and friendship and culture that we have established in Lethbridge. And it's amazing to have that extended into other parts of the world with you all.
That's beautiful. Now, I know you guys had visions of taking Atkinson Realty across Canada, like you said, serving other underserved markets. You wanted to grow it to like 100, I think, and 200 agents, but you realized the hassle of all that. How, for people who just tuned in, because we are streaming this Facebook Live, how many agents at your independent brokerage now, roughly?
So right now we're at 16. We've got people in boot camp now, so we'll be 20 by probably May or June. So yeah, that's the entire team. And over the years, we've had as many as like 3 or 4 independent agents, but unfortunately they haven't stuck around because the perception that they're competing with our team, right? And so
we had 2 that actually moved to EXP before we could pivot fast enough. And so they were part of our team and they've gone to EXP about a month or 2 ago before we had the opportunity. Well, we had the opportunity, but before we were able to like make that change is
right.
Obviously easier for 2 people to do it than 16.
For those of you just tuning in, they had a 16 agent team. They did 350 plus sales this past year. This year, you were on track to do, now the all bets are off. We don't know exactly the impact of the pandemic, but you're on track to do, say over 500 this year?
Yeah, we were trying to go over 5 for sure for the first quarter. You know, and I'll be straight with you, Brent, you know, we had a strong March, right? But we don't know what April's going to look like yet. Fair. And we all have questions about banking and finance and jobs and all those things. So time will tell. But we're positioned for success. And frankly, you know, where else would you be better off to be than with a virtual brokerage like EXP, where you have, you know, stock options, rev share, all these other opportunities compared to a typical bricks and mortar type brokerage, right? So it just makes a lot of sense. Sure, it was a stressful time. There's no question. Like, we've got a lot going on, but there's no better time.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you a final question. Then I'm going to open it up for Jason and Jeff to either make comments or to ask you questions. But final question, I think it really kind of ties up this whole section is, you know, you wanted to have 100, 200 agents, Atkinson Realty, grow across Canada, different markets. Where do you see yourself in 2 to 5 years now that you've taken your independent brokerage and you put it on the EXP tech platform and you're in the EXP world? And we are so thrilled to see you. And we're thrilled to see hundreds of Atkinson Realty brokered by EXP Realty signs go all over Canada. That's going to be really cool in your Alberta market. But what is your vision? If I could, mention that, what is your guys' vision for the next 2 to 5 years? How big do you see this growing now that you've teamed up with EXP to back you? What is your vision, Melanie and Courtney?
That's a great question. We did a kind of a vision setting practice early on this year and really settled on a couple key things that we needed to focus on. Like, Mel's been running our operation now for a couple of years, but her real passions in marketing and culture building and community relationships. And I've been up in production, kind of off and on over the years, but I really want to step away from residential production and get into the stuff that I'm awesome at, which is recruitment, retention, training, and then a little bit of commercial and ag just for fun and interest. That's kind of really where I want to spend my time. So we envision this transition as being like strapping a jetpack on what we were already going to be doing at the pace of turtles. I mean, there's no question we could have done this. Like, it was possible. It's just, it would have been so incremental and so slow and so fraught with risk that we were like, hey, listen, like, why not put a jetpack on this whole thing and just get going? And so with the model, what we're able to do is, identify partners in different markets across Canada. Even as independent agents, we can be a part of their business. If we've identified that culturally they're a match to our organization, then we begin helping them with lead generation, stepping up our coaching, providing them with even more value so that we can create those teams in those markets after we've identified those people just through straight recruitment. And our vision for this year, I mean, it's probably sounding aggressive, but I've talked to you guys about this. I mean, I want to have 350.
Oh, we may have lost them. I heard something blink in and it might have cut the Zoom feed. So they'll probably be logging in. Oh, there you are. You're back. You said our for this year is, I think, 300, and it might seem aggressive, and then you froze.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we're aiming to see like 300 to 350 agents on our team this year. Now, that's not technically on our team necessarily. I mean, I want to make a definition about how that looks, right? Like, in the people that we bring to the organization because of how much value we see, because of, the fact that we just like helping people. Like, one of my greatest joys in life, frankly, is just helping agents succeed, whether they're, on my team, where we're helping them with leads and coaching them on the daily with 2 hours a day training like we do with our own team, or simply just helping people succeed as independent agents. I mean, that's my jam. And so we think that we can attract that many people with what we've done and what we're doing. And with the model, I mean, it's a no-brainer for us. Like, we're saving money. We've got ownership in a company, and there's just way more opportunity for everybody that wants to switch over. Like, for us, it's
less stress.
Yeah, and way less stress, right?
And he's
You're
just
the broker of record.
Like, he's like you and Jeff, like, legitimately caring people who want to help other people. And so
a lot of fun, right? I mean, you guys are having fun.
I like how you left Jason out of that. He's like you and Jeff. He really loves people.
Yeah. You know what?
We may be Facebook Live, but we're never too busy to throw someone under the bus.
You know what? That's so true, though. That Jason, I'll tell you, Jason's probably one of the biggest givers, and I can't wait till you get to see and work more with Jason, because I can tell you right now, without the two gentlemen that are here on this Zoom with us, Courtney and Mel, we would not be here. So I got to tell you, it's so important that you surround yourself with the, I was listening to a real quickly, just share you a quick story. I was listening to some great agents that hosted an amazing mastermind yesterday. And one of them that just brought over 800 agents in his brokerage, Chuck Fazio, yesterday said that you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I truly believe that when you spend a bunch of time a lot of your time with people that are like-minded, that care, that want to build something, and you get on this mission together, you pretty much are unstoppable. And I can't wait to really help you guys do that up in Canada. That's just going to be so fun. So
that's awesome.
Blown
Yeah,
away.
you know, Brent, I'll just say a couple of things that I picked up on, you know, just listening, you know, to Mel and Courtney. You know, this opportunity really for the brokerage owner now more than ever is what I think I've been thinking about a lot, because brokerage owners, you know, with fixed cost structures, with something so unforeseen as what's happening today, you know, the model really was built to withstand and to endure and to thrive and grow in a variety of economic conditions. And that can either be because of pandemic, it can be because, you know, prices fluctuate wildly up in Alberta because of the oil market. It could be any number of things where you can move to a variable cost structure. But Courtney talked about scaling, and you know, the piece about being the brokerage owner is that you can only get so big, right? Because there's only a certain geographic area around your office that you're going to be able to draw talent from. And after that, you've sort of hit a ceiling. And I think what EXP does is that it allows the brokerage owner now to dispense with all of those things that they don't enjoy doing, issuing tax-related documentation, managing the trust accounts, as Courtney said, supervising, all of the things that you don't really think about when you think about going independent. And, you know, it allows you to take those things off your shoulders and really go out and grow in any of the markets that we're in without having to incur the upfront cost, incur the liability, take the risk. And so it's perfectly suited, I think, for brokerage owners in this environment, especially. And the nice thing about it is we put every single agent in the position of the brokerage owner. So when we talk about retention and we talk about agents, you know, maybe leaving because somebody else is coming along and offering them something. I mean, what we've really built here is the opportunity for the agents, for Courtney's agents, for his team members. Now he's going to reward their loyalty. They're going to be able to step into the shoes of the brokerage owner, and they can grow into any of the markets that we happen to be in as well. And the other thing I'll just say, I know you guys are big goal people. And I think what's happened in Canada and what's happened in this the company has just been so amazing because we have a lot of big goal people. I know you guys are big on building communities. You want to help, 1,000 families a year. I mean, these are big things. And I think for people who want to help people, especially now more than ever, you're at the right place, and couldn't be more excited to have you here.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much, Jason. And the fact of the matter is, in our business, I mean, we have to be agent focused. I mean, that's who ultimately we serve as broker owners. And, for certain, you have a certain number of transactional clients that you deal with. But at the end of the day, when you have a brokerage, those are your clients. And, we began taking a long, hard look at how are we going to enrich these people's lives? How are we going to serve them in the long term? How are we going to create relationships and rapport where we can be engaged with these awesome people?
Yeah, they're part of our family. They're not just our agents. Like,
yeah.
We love them dearly.
For the long term, not just for the 2 to 3 years that some people stick with a brokerage, but for the next 20, 30 years. And how are we going to help them retire successfully? I mean, these are the questions that we were asking, and right in front of us, it's black and white. Like, okay, this is the way that we're going. And here we are. It's
amazing. I would say more often than not, that is the single biggest driving reason as to why independent brokerages make the move, is how do we put our agents in a better position? How do we reward what they've done for us? And I don't know if I'm surprised by it, but it really is, I think, sort of the top of the list reason why this makes sense for a lot of people. We've had brokerage owners that have come into the company and turned down large, sizable cash offers because they knew this from an opportunity perspective was far greater. And they also knew that it was best for their agents, and that those agents can now become part of the sales force, not just with respect to consumers and buying and selling property, but also with respect to the organization and the brand. And so I imagine you're going to have a lot of excited people.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that really impressed me about EXP is, even though it's a fairly large publicly traded company on NASDAQ, it has like a nice small hometown feel where the culture is incredible. And I think, like if we were to look back at the last 2 years about talking about it, my hesitation was letting go of that community feel and being part of a wonderful culture and having that freedom. But what I found from meeting everyone is everyone I've met has been amazing. Everybody has been supportive, and it still feels small, but it's successful and it's bigger than us, which is a credit to all of you.
I think
huge credit to you.
It's a credit to our agents for sure, for building that type of culture, for us being able to attract the right type of people. It speaks to the character of the agents that we have today, because they're going out and bringing in other good people tomorrow. And I think part of it is the fact that we operate in EXP world. And so everybody's accessible at a moment's notice. And I would say that there's probably more accessibility. There's more community building going on. There's more water cooler chats taking place, certainly right now in our company, than there are in any other companies around. And I think that's the thing that probably people don't realize until they get in and until they meet people and start to experience it. I know that was a sort of a light bulb moment for Brent when he came in 2016 to our convention. But it really is an amazing place, an amazing culture, and people want nothing more than to make sure everybody succeeds in the model because we're all fellow owners in it. So that's the greatest compliment you could possibly give, Mel, about the company, and we owe it all to our agents.
Well, and I think it was even yesterday, we logged into EXP World for the first time, and the fact that you could make your avatar dance and hold hands and kick a ball around, like most places that would have like a tech stack like that would just be boring rooms, right? But it's like, come on in, your person can virtually do Gangnam Style. Like it's brilliant. It's fun, it's hilarious. And so it's not just business, it's not just growing something, but there's also that element of fun that wasn't overlooked even in the EXP World.
We actually have the World Cup soccer championship tomorrow at noon Eastern time. So if you want to get
wait, that's when we have Glenn Sanford on our thing at noon tomorrow. That's messed up.
Yeah?
Right.
Well, at least Jason, right? With World Cup, it'll be the only sports that are going on right now. So at least we got something to tune into tomorrow. That's
right.
It does fill a void in that way, Jeff, to some extent. I mean, the world does, right? I mean, because we're all sort of living in shelter. We're not moving a whole lot. We're not interacting a whole lot in real life with people outside of our home. And I think the world, I mean, Brent was there last Friday for their leadership meeting, and 800 people in the auditorium. You log in today and you just hundreds of people in all different areas of the campus. I mean, this has become a respite for people who really need one. They need that social interaction. They need to be in front of other people. They need to be able to have real conversations. They need to be able to walk up next to somebody and give them a high five. And so I think it's a perfect moment for us to help fill that void. And
it is.
And so in some sad way, I mean, it's in a good way, but I've heard some people say things like, we were built for this. I mean, we were built for situations like this for sure, where people are not able to get out and be face to face as much. And so I think that's why the world, I mean, obviously this is a Zoom meeting, right? But this is one facet of just getting together. What's going on in the world at EXP right now is 10 times more powerful than a simple Zoom meeting. So I want everybody that is out there using Zoom to know that is a tool and it's great, but it's not like what we can do in the world, because we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of people attending classes and honing their skill sets and all of these things that they can't do otherwise. And Jason, thanks for your commitment for the last decade of with Glenn of getting the word out, because I know it was some tough sledding or in those early years, and now it's getting to be where EXP is becoming more and more commonplace, and people now with, what are we approaching, 30,000 agents worldwide? It's crazy what's going on in this company now.
It is crazy, and I will tell you, just on the world, and you make a great point, Jeff. I mean, it's one of those things that can be a little bit difficult to describe, but I can tell you we have the open campus now, seeing a huge influx of traffic, the Verbella.com piece. And if you go in there, they have a directory on the wall of actually all the different organizations that have either team room suites or a campus of their own. Stanford University Business, a whole bunch of organizations now are turning to this. And of course, our agents are excited about that too, because this is an agent-owned company. So
this is like trying to explain an iPhone to someone who's used to a BlackBerry. Like, what are they talking about? Get it fast. Go in the world, check it out. By the way, if you're friends with Courtney and Melanie Atkinson, or maybe you've done a real estate transaction with them in Alberta, or maybe you've just respected them from afar, going, how does anyone sell 350 homes a year consistently? How does anyone on track to sell 500 homes this year? And we've kind of, from afar idolized them or whatever. We all have the people we've quote unquote looked up to. I want you to do this. I want you to go, when this is over, and watch themodelexplained.com. It's going to explain the iPhone to you. It's going to show you how it's different from a BlackBerry times 100. And so it's very short. It's a benefits webinar. It have pictures worth 1,000 words. Log into your, open a window. It's online. The model, but she put the in front of it. The model explained, past tense.com. After you watch it, I want you to reach out to Courtney and Melanie. Don't reach out to Jeff. Don't reach out to Jason or me. You're their friends. I want you to reach back to them and say, tell me more. let's start a dialogue, staying curiosity about the model. They did, and they looked long and hard, and they flew to Las Vegas. By the way, I couldn't resist. We made fun of Jason earlier because Jeff and I are nice and sweet, and Melody didn't say boo about Jason. That was great. But she just left about. But Jason goes, Brent, you came out in October 2016 to our annual convention. I begged Jeff to come with me. He's like, I got a golf tournament at my golf club that week, and I'm too busy.
It put us a year behind this guy because I was too stubborn, and I had too many things that were more important, and whatever.
You would have come. I invited you with like 2 days notice. So in your defense,
but still, that's the difference, I think, between where you were with your belief and where we were with our belief. We were still reeling with how we were going to unwind our Remax franchise. And by the way, I just want to correct a little thing that you said earlier. We didn't sell our Remax franchise. We had to pay Remax $76,000 just to get out of our franchise agreement 2.5 years early. That's what we did. I'm not advising anybody else that's what they need to do. They always need to seek their own legal counsel and have their own ways of what they did. But we just made a conscientious decision that it was worth it for us to do this. And then it was another 30 grand to rebrand our business. So it was not like we made this decision lightly. I just wasn't sold on building the residual income from attracting agents and all that stuff. I was convinced that the model was really cool and our agents needed this opportunity, but we still needed to get some other things right in our head first.
Yeah.
Brent was just a, ready, fire, aim guy, where I was more of a ready, aim, fire guy kind of guy. And I wish I'd have went with you, because I think that I would have seen and met some of these other people, and I would have got off but look we're only at roughly 28 to 30,000 agents, whatever. Jason knows the exact number. We're growing so fast, I don't know what it is, but there's so much opportunity in the world right now. And this business that we have right now, there's never been a better time to get agents to rally together to help support each other and get out of their environment. In fact, I think we're going to see a lot. Unfortunately, we're going to see a lot of big companies fall, because right now their old model isn't going to work in this new landscape that we're dealing with. And so I think that we need to be reaching out to them, and number one, find out how they're doing. But number two, talk to them about what we can do to help them, because I think we can all help lift each other. And that's where you guys come from, Mel and Courtney. I know that you're going to just absolutely crush it. And I'm looking forward again to being your business partners.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Jason,
maybe I'll just go ahead, Brent.
We're going to start wrapping this up. Did you want to say anything, Jason?
Just, echo Jeff's sentiments. Maybe first and foremost, help everybody stay safe where you guys are. We've postponed our shareholder meeting. We're putting it in the world, in the cloud. If people want to learn more about that, they can come. You're welcome to bring them in as guests. I want to recognize the efforts of Dave Kennord, our president of growth, who's put together with Curtis Dixon, the Excel program. So we're really trying to create that place where agents can go and they can continue to learn and continue to develop skills in a brand agnostic way too. So we have a way for agents to come in and just take a class, or just come in and have a cup of coffee and get to meet some people.
Love it.
Thrilled to have you guys here. It's great to see you again, Courtney, and look forward to working with you in any way I can.
I do want everyone to stay on for this last question, Jason, if you can. Everyone got 1 minute?
Sure.
Yeah.
So real quick, Courtney and Melody. If you could, where your vision was before, what you were wanting to do with Atkins Chelsea. Now just dream a little. In the next 2 to 5 years, you're going to have 300 in the next 12 months, 350 agents. Where would you like to be? Dream a little. I did this. What does that number look like? Can you do it as a Canadian? I know you guys are conservative, but if dreams could come true realistically, where do you see your business in the next 2, 3, 4, 5?
I love questions like this. And my answer ties back in with what you said, Jeff, about, your top 5. And I hang around some pretty bad people,
not bad people.
I mean,
yeah. He's not hanging out with drug dealers.
Yeah. But I look at what you've been able to accomplish, Jeff, and I look at what you've been able to accomplish, Brent. And I think, you guys are leaders. You've shown me what you've done. You've shown me how you've done it. You've been very open and transparent about it. I mean, I got to think I can hit 2,000 in a couple of years. I mean,
nice,
maybe 3 years. I don't see why we can't do that. I mean, it was part of our strategy, part of our vision, part of what we felt so strongly about to begin with. And now we have an avenue and a mechanism to do it effectively. And so it stands to reason that it'll just come together. And hey, listen, look, Jason, I want to say thanks so much for being on this call today. It means so much to us that you took time out of your day to be here. But really, I owe so much to Brent and to Jeff for considering us, for wanting to be partners with us, for answering literally hundreds, if not thousands of questions at any time of day. I mean, Jeff, you've called me 7 o'clock in the morning. Brent, you've called me at 10 o'clock at night. I mean, you guys, I owe you so much. Thanks so much for being along this ride with us. Really appreciate you both.
Just
getting
getting started. We do have your back. Let me just say one more thing, Brent. I want to thank Glenn Sanford for giving us all this opportunity.
Yes.
Because without Glenn coming up with this amazing model and company, we wouldn't be able to be doing what we're doing. So thanks, Glenn. I know you're probably going to be watching this at some point. So
yes. So I want to say this as we close. The reason I asked you your vision, 2,000-3,000 agents in the next 2-3 years, you absolutely can do it, because that little 1973 number behind Jeff there, that's not the year the Buffalo Bills won the Super Bowl. That is the number of agents and broker associates that you came to EXP with about 14 agents, right, Jeff?
Yeah, we initially started, I believe, with 17 agents, and then it's those 17 agents, and then adding another, call it 20 agents or so, has blown this number up. I remember when Rob Flick and Scott Lewis were here at a holiday party 2 years ago. This chart behind me, it was Rob Flick's wealth chart, and it had 500, and it said 500 plus. And they came into my office, and Rob took the plus and he made another 0 instead of the plus, and he made it 5,000. He says, you need to start setting your sights a little higher. Yeah. And then I'm like, well, we'll be happy with 500. He goes, no, you won't. And he's right. It's crazy. It's just growing. So thanks, Rob.
Here's my point. You owned your franchise for 8 years and built it to, your team to 17 agents. You get on the EXP model and you build it to almost 2,000 in like really 2.5 years from the time you actually started.
Yeah.
Because with heart and elbow surgery and all the different things you went through, that is an amazing model. I've been able to build mine because I got it, like you said, I got to jump on you to over 7,000, almost 8,000 in my 7 levels, well over 10,000 in my organization. And Jason here started 10 years ago. He was here agent number 42 or something crazy. Now he's in the company. And he leads almost 30,000 agents. We have done it. We are going to roll up our sleeves and get to work for you guys. And we're going to help you have 2,000 to 3,000. Why? Because we've done it. We know how to do it. And anybody else watching this, Courtney and Melanie want to help you. And he would never tell you this, but I know he was a captain. I think it was football team. He's a natural.
Obviously.
Look at those muscles.
Got some guns.
He fitting in here?
I don't wear t-shirts. They don't look as good on me, but my house smells like bacon right now, and I'm so excited.
Oh my God, so does mine. That's what we had for breakfast. So
I know it's terrible. But you just eat the sheltering in place is bad. Anyways, but shelter by your fridge. But here's the deal. I think you have a master's degree, or do you have something? What's your master's degree in?
Yeah, I did an MBA in finance and marketing. Yeah.
I did one in medieval history.
Yeah, she's medieval history.
we could eat like
very relevant
and drink beer, or something. Medieval history. But these guys are leaders. They're proven. So if you're in Canada or the US, you know them from coaching. They've been around so many different organizations. We want you to watch themodelexplained.com. Then you will get it. The light bulb will go on and you'll go, okay, I get it. And pictures worth 1,000 words. Don't call them, just watch that. Then I want you to reach out, IM them, text them, email them. If they miss it, just hit them back again. But reach out to Courtney and Melanie and say, tell me more about EXP. Make a commitment to stay in curiosity about the model. That's the next step. And get a hold of Courtney and Melanie. Kelledy, that was a Courtney and Melanie.
There you go.
I get talking too quick. Man, Jason, thank you for being on today to welcome them with open arms. We are so excited about Canada. We are so excited about the Atkinson Realty family joining eXp Realty. And we will see you all on Facebook Live this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Those of you who won't be at the World Cup soccer match. And we're gonna interview Glenn Sanford, the founder of EXP, on where the future's taking us right now. You don't want to miss this. It's going to be all over Facebook. You can't, if you're in EXP Check Workplace, it'll all be there. But thank you, everyone. Courtney, Melody, thank you. Jeff, Jason, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome,
Everyone
guys.
have
Thank
a
you.
great day.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
Welcome, guys.
Take care, Jason. Thank you again.
Thank you.